Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild on 24. That is right, we are back. We are rebuilding another team. Well, it's a team that we've already done a rebuild on before, but it's another interesting twist to throw on to this challenge and to this team. We are going to be rebuilding the Chicago Bears. Obviously, we know the Chicago Bears are not great in real life. Justin Fields, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? I personally like him. Not because he just went to Ohio State, but because he's actually a really good quarterback. But the rest of the team around him, not so great. And we'll see that as we get into this rebuild. But the twist, obviously you guys already know what the twist is. The twist is that this rebuild is going to be slightly easier, or at least that's the goal, is for it to be easier, because draft class strength will be on very strong. Yeah. Very strong. Like me after a workout strong. That's what I'm talking about. I don't work out. What are you talking about? Oh, but I've never used the draft class strength meter or whatever. It's always every rebuild I've ever done, except for obviously I mean, technically those are too. The ones on PC Madden, those are always normal as well, but those use real players, so it doesn't matter about that. But every draft class I've ever done, and since they've added this draft class strength modifier, whatever it's called, has always just been on base normal. I've never used, actually, no, that's true. I've never used very hard. I've never used normal, or I've never used very strong, or very easy, or whatever the top tiers are. It's always just been on base normal, but today I want to see just how crazy we can get with some of these players. I've seen other people attempt this with like strong draft classes or very strong draft classes in the past, but I want to see just how crazy we can get with some players. I want to see if these draft classes are going to get like absolutely insane. And the reason why it's should be easier than a normal rebuild is because obviously we're getting a ton of great players in every single category. Like all positions are very strong. It's not just like quarterbacks are very strong or tight ends or linebacker. No, every single position, quarterback through punter, is very strong. So all of the quality, all of the talent in every single position is going to be the best, or at least that's the goal. We'll see what Madden generates for us. But the reason why it could be difficult is because not only am I going to have the opportunity to draft all these guys, but the rest of the teams around the league, the other 31 teams, obviously also have that ability. So the whole league in a couple of seasons is going to be super juiced with a bunch of these young, unbelievably good players. At least that's what I think is going to happen. Is that really going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. I've never done anything like this, like I said, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see me do the opposite of this and do a rebuild with a very hard, very weak is the word that I wanted to look. Very weak draft class strength for every single position to make it unbelievably difficult to draft really good players, let me know. If you guys go and enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go read the Chicago Bears. Bears. Here we are, Bears roster, at least Bears offense, and this is the most, I'm pretty sure, the most up-to-date roster ratings that I could find. So we're going to find out how good this is. We've got Bajan or Badgett, however you want to say his name. He's here as well. But here's our guy, Justin Fields. Now, when I did the Bears rebuild the last time, I had another stipulation attached to it, so it wasn't just a traditional Bears rebuild. I'm pretty sure I switched to Kansas City's offense from the get-go, so that Justin Fields' development would be like right off the bat. He wouldn't have to take a season of poor play or something. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time, because even though the draft class strength is going to be very strong, I don't know if I want to get a pick that's, because if we win games, then we're obviously going to have a lower pick, and I'd run the risk of maybe not grabbing the greatest of the players. So we'll have to wait and see. Although I want to point this out, I did change the draft class modifier during week 1, but after I simulated the preseason, but before I loaded in the draft class. So We'll see if it actually works for Season 1 or if it starts in Season 2. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I loaded in the draft class after I changed the modifier, so it should work, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure how we'll tell until we get to draft recap, but I guess we'll find out. DJ Moore is our star wide receiver, superstar wide receiver. The rest of the offensive line needs a little bit of work. We have Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright, who I do like, and then there's not really much else. We have Darnell Mooney, I guess. Defensive line, we brought in Montez Sweat in real life. They traded for him from the Commanders, I think for a second-round pick or something. We've got some young corners who I like. We've got a young safety in Jaquan Brisker, but we'll have to wait and see on the rest of this team. There is not a whole lot else that I really think could help this team out. I'm not 100% sure on what we're going to be doing with that. It'll be interesting. Can we tell already? No, we can't tell already if any of these guys are good or not. So we'll have to wait till the midseason mark to see if those guys are good. I guess we just simulate because this is really about the draft classes, so we don't really need to make any trades or anything. I guess we'll just simulate to the midseason mark, see how the team is doing, and go from there. We have made it to the week 8 mark. We currently sit at 1-6, so pretty much on track for how I thought this season was going to go. But as you can see, we've got a breakout DB scenario and a breakout wide receiver scenario. I'm hoping that this is Darnell Mooney to go up from star to superstar, but I'm assuming it's going to be DJ Moore. And then this one I'm guessing is going to be, I don't know. I hope it's Jalen Johnson, but I don't know who this could be. This could be a lot of different people. I'm not 100% sure. And I was going through the mock draft before I came back, and I'm not 100% sure if it's worked for Season 1. If the strength, maybe I waited too long to implement the change. I'm not 100% sure. Because, I mean, some of these guys look pretty good, but it's not living up to the hype that I thought a very strong draft class would live up to. I guess we can use this one as comparison to next season, because next season for sure we'll have it implemented. But, I don't know. I mean, some of these guys look good, but I thought that they'd look better, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out if it's worked or not. There are some very good players in this class that we could be in position to take, and we'll find out as we go through our Week 11 editions. We'll find out how good some of those players actually are. But the national focus, it's corners and receivers. I feel like we need corner more than we need receiver, so I'm gonna use corner as my national scout, or my national focus, I guess, not my national scout. I feel like that's a bigger need than the wide receiver. We can find receivers in other places. As far as available money goes, Tremaine Edmonds is on a new deal. I did just re-sign Jalen Johnson during simulation before I came back. He was on the last year of his deal. I gave him a new contract, so that's why he's costing a lot of money. But then everybody after that, I mean, Eddie Jackson making this much money, being 29, is probably not a good idea. Cole Kmet being 78 overall is probably not a good idea to have him make this much money, but he could develop. Cody Whitehair certainly should not be making this much money. And then everybody else after that, I guess DeMarcus Walker's making far too much money for his low overall. So there's a few guys that we could change their status on the team to no longer on the team. Let's find out who these guys are. He's disappointed, coach. I had one of the best games of the season. We lost. Oh, this was from last week. No, wait, no. It's not. DJ Moore. It is DJ Moore, but he needs to get 4+ touchdowns to go up to X Factor. Who's the DB then? It's Jaquan Brisker. I was thinking it might have been Jaquan Brisker, but I was hoping that it would be Jalen Johnson since we just gave him that new contract. I think for like, what did I give him, 7 years or something? 6 years? I forget what I gave him. So we need Jaquan Brisker and DJ Moore to have a good game against the Chargers. How are the Panthers doing? Because I forgot to mention, we have 2 first-round picks because we have the Panthers' first-round pick. So we are currently battling for the 1 seed with the Texans, who are 0-6, and the Panthers are 2-4. So they are right in the contention for a top 10 pick. They need to lose a lot more games, though, if I want to be picking twice in the top 5. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. We lost 41-17, so I'm doubting either one of them are going to get it. Yeah, DJ Moore certainly did not get it. That's not a shocker. We only scored 17 points. And then how did Jaquan Brisker do it? He had a pretty quiet game as well. So they rarely ever give you these. I mean, I wish that Madden would switch it to make it so that it happened more frequently. Not all the time, obviously, but if it happened a little bit more frequently, that would be nice, because it feels like they never get those breakout scenarios to work. Let's keep moving, though, to Week 11. Once we get to Week 11, we'll cut it off and we'll simulate to the end of the season. We did win, though. We beat the Saints, so we are now 2-7. The Lions are 1-7. This is a bad division. I mean, the Packers are 7-2 to be fair. We make it to Week 11. We take on those Lions, who are bad, but we are also bad. So we will find out how good either team is. Let's do some focus players. What do we need to look at? So corner is the position that we used our national scouting on. There's a guy named JoJo Minor. Oh, Josh Giddey loves this guy. 6'2", out of Oklahoma. Decent athleticism. He's got A catching, B man in zone. He looks like a decent player. But a first-round guy, I don't know. We probably could use some linebacker help. And we could certainly use some... defensive line help. That is absolutely true. But is there going to be somebody that we're going to be in position to take is the big question. Derek Ford. I think Derek Ford was like the top player in the class, wasn't he? Or at least he was at the top of the board. He has pretty good athletics, but he doesn't look that good in terms of his actual skills. I'm not really sure where to put these player points. You got Max Kelly, who's 6'5", with good to great speed. I'm curious about him. What about Jeremy Pollard? He's 6'2", also a speed rusher. Great to elite speed, though. But he doesn't look as good skill-wise as Kelly does. I'd probably be interested in putting some points on Kelly. We could certainly use a middle linebacker. Who are you? Terrell Bush. Ooh. Ooh, Terrell Bush. I am intrigued. Mainly because I get to say Bush. But I am intrigued by that player. And also, Gary Chamberlain doesn't look that bad, is he? He's a pass coverage? He's a field general. I'm not... Man, there's some good middle linebackers. This could be a very strong draft class, because round 3 to 4 linebackers, that's kind of crazy. I'm intrigued by those guys. I'm also in... Who are you? Who is this guy? Markeith Franklin. Whoa, okay. Round 3 to 4 as well. Some of these guys, this could be the very strong draft class that I was waiting for. Like, that I didn't know was possible, because those round 3 to 4 linebackers look really good. We're going to use our points on them to find out if they are actually that good. And I actually am going to simulate to the end of the season now to figure out... Oh, we beat the Lions 45-0. The Lions suck. Why are the Lions so bad? The Lions are great in real life. Why are they so bad now in the game? They are 1-9. They are in shambles. How are the Panthers doing? The Panthers are playing better. Where are the Panthers? 5-5? Carolina. Why does Carolina simulate so well in this game? I have no idea why they play so well. Carolina's not that good. They don't deserve to have 5 wins. That is for sure. I'm going to simulate to the end of Season 1. We're going to figure out where everything falls, and I'll catch back up with you then. We have arrived at the end of Season 1. We finished 6-11, so still not worse than the division, though. The Lions did end up finishing with 5 wins. How did we finish in terms of the league? So Patriots end up being the worst team in the league. That's not shocking. They lost their last 8 games. Then the Cardinals, Texans, Saints, Commanders. So then there's us. So we're not going to have that great of a pick. And then the Panthers. The Panthers made the playoffs at 10-7. Why? Carolina's not that good. And this is the base roster. Like, we didn't make any additions or trades to any team. Why are they in the playoffs? Carolina is not a good football team. They fired Frank Reich halfway through the season. Carolina is not that good of a team, and yet in Madden, obviously, they made the playoffs. Maybe it's their play. It has to be their playbook. It has to be. I don't know what else it could be because they don't have that many good players. We've rebuilt them in the past. They don't have that many good players. It is Cowboys Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That is the most Madden Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. Cowboys and Chiefs, the two best playbooks going at each other. And the Cowboys beat them 27-24. Dak gets a championship, and I'm assuming he won league MVP as well. I'd be shocked if he didn't. No, he doesn't. It's Mahomes. Okay, I'm not too shocked that Mahomes beat Dak. But the Cowboys get the Super Bowl, and Dak wins Super Bowl MVP. Rice and Carter are your rookies of the year. Bosa and Kupp are your players of the year. It's basically the same people every year. The first year of every rebuild, it's basically the same award winners. Not a shock. But we move to the first off-season important. Now, this isn't strictly just a drafting video. I can sign free agents, obviously I can make trades, I can do all that kind of stuff. It's just the video is mainly about the prospects because it's supposed to be very strong. So, but I'm not limited to only drafting. As for re-signing players, we don't need any of these guys. Trent Taylor's a star development player, but you're 30 and you're a sub 70, so you can retire. I don't care. We have $88 million to spend. I'm hoping free agency is loaded. I doubt it. I don't have very good luck with free agency, and it is not. Why do I never have good luck with free agency? It is never anybody that I want. It is always a bunch of just old guys that are not good. We could get Odell. What does that do for us? Probably nothing. Offensive line, there's nothing here that I want. Defensive line, there's nothing here that I want. Not even like a Rashawn Gary or anything. It's just depressing. there's nobody here. I don't want any of these guys. We're just gonna skip past free agency. I've got money to spend. I want to spend it, but I can't spend it if there's nobody that I want. So we are going to skip right to the draft, and we're gonna see for sure if this is a loaded draft class or not. We have 2 first-round picks now because the Panthers made the playoffs. That second first-round pick is not going to be too great, but that's okay. Because if it is a stacked draft class, then everybody in the first round should be pretty decent overalls. We could trade up if we wanted to, but I don't know if there's going to be a guy that we absolutely have to, especially if those linebackers are as good as they looked, because they were around 3 to 4. So if we could grab a couple of those guys, I would be happy. All right, mock draft number 5. What's the board say? Patriots are going to take a tackle. That's the most New England Patriots thing I've ever seen. Cardinals have the next 2 picks. Lucky for them. They're going to take a couple interesting players. We have pick number 8, and they want us to take a tight end. I don't hate that, but I don't like it either. I don't know. That's tricky. I don't think that's a bad thing to take a tight end in the top of the class, but he has to be like a game-changing tight end, basically. And I don't know if there is a game-changing tight end in this class. There might be. They also have us taking Lance Gills, who I did look at. He looked pretty okay. Let's go to the private workouts. Let's figure out who we want to use. Is there going to be some interesting players in this class? First off, I want to go see how good those other guys were. So we have 80%. Oh, these guys look real good. Marquis Franklin. He's got great speed, elite acceleration, A play rec pursuit, injury, tackle, B block shed, hit power. What's his archetype? He's a run stopper. Okay. Intrigued. Who was the other guy that we used it on? Was it not an outside linebacker? It might have been a left outside linebacker. Who did we use it on? Oh, was it middle? Oh, it was 2 middle linebackers. It was it Tavian Hicks and Gary Chamberlain? Is that who it was? I'm blanking on who we used. I should have marked them. Tavarius Hicks looks pretty decent. He doesn't have the athletics, but he does look pretty decent. And then Gary Chamberlain, I do remember him. Field general. So their speed isn't as good as it once looked, but they still look pretty solid. They still do look pretty solid. Who was that third guy I used it on? Because we have Marquis Franklin. We have Gary Chamberlain. And then who was the other 80% guy that was a D tackle? I don't remember who I used it on. Oh, was it a corner? Did I use it on a corner? No, because I had corners all the way scouted, or almost all the way scouted. I don't remember, honestly. I feel like it was 2 outside linebackers. Was it Trent Harrison? Did we not have 50% on him already? Elite speed, though. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember who the third guy was. It doesn't matter. We're going to find some new players today. We're going to find some new guys, and I kind of want to know how good some of these corners are. A, man coverage. B, zone coverage for Mark Rivers. He's also 6'4" with great speed. What did he run? 4.4, 4.3? I'm intrigued. Tickle me intrigued. A lot of these, we could walk away with 2 corners if we want to. I know these guys are round 1 to 2. I'm intrigued by some of these guys. I want to know more about JoJo Minor. I want to know more about Mark Rivers for sure. And then who's the third guy we're going to use it on? Who's this? Daniel DeVoe? A, hit power, good speed. A, block shed? B to D pursuit? I'm curious about you. Okay, we're going to use him, and then we're going to find those last 2 guys, Mark Rivers and JoJo Minor. Hardly know her. And then we will go to the draft. We have pick 8 and pick 24? Was that what it was? Pick 24? Pick 20-something. Thanks to Carolina. God, can't even ask them to do something right. They can't even suck right. All right, to the draft. The year 1 draft is upon us. The Patriots have the #1 overall pick, and they will take that tackle in the most New England Patriots thing I've ever seen in my life. Makes me sick. Absolutely makes me sick. Let's simulate to our pick. We have pick number 8, pick number 23, not 24. Okay, so they have us taking that tight end. JoJo Minor ends up being a round 1 true talent, which isn't bad, but taking him in the top 10 probably isn't the best idea. What about that other corner? The other corner is also a round 1. So no top 5s, at least on the 2 guys that we scouted there. We got 95% on Daniel DeVoe. He's a round 1 to 2. He'd probably be there at pick 23. Do we take the tight end? The tight end looks good, but is there anything else that we need? There's some good offensive linemen in this class, I will say that. There are some good offensive linemen in this class. Brian Sharper, hardly know her. He's got great speed. He looks solid. He honestly, he looks really good. But is that the move? Is that the guy that we take? We don't need a quarterback, even though Pierre Barker, hardly know her, also looks pretty decent with his accuracies. What is the path to trade? What is the trade path here? Because remember, these draft classes are going to be juiced. So getting extra picks is not a bad thing. We can get picks in 2025 and 2026 from the Ravens. Who else? The Chiefs. Probably should stay away from them. The Browns tend to simulate well, so I probably should stick away from them. So do the Ravens, though, to be fair. But they're also giving me a 3rd this year, which could help. That could help me. Ooh, I just thought about that. That could help me get those 2 linebackers that I like, because they were around 3 to 4. So that might be the go-to. I might just trade out of the 8th overall pick to get that. Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do. There's a couple decent trade offers in here, but I think I'm going to. The Chiefs will offer me a 2nd as well next year. But it's the Chiefs. Their pick's gonna be useless. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens, who honestly their pick could be useless too, but that 3rd round pick's gonna help me out. So Baltimore, congratulations, you got yourself the 8th overall pick. We get a 1st round pick in next year's draft and in the year after. They take Brian Sharper. They took the tight end. All right, so let's skip to pick 23. I wonder if that safety would be there. I forget his name. Mark Rivers or something? Was it Rivers? I feel like it was Rivers. No, it was Daniel DeVoe. That's who it was. There was a Mark Rivers, wasn't there? He was a corner. Oh, there he's at the top of the draft. Okay. I would be more comfortable taking him at 23, more so than taking him at pick 8 like we had the opportunity to. I'm going to use one of these picks. It's either going to be Mark Rivers or it's going to be Daniel DeVoe. And I think Rivers is going to be the option. He's 6'4". We know he's a true round one talent. And he's got A man coverage, B zone coverage, and he's 6'4". Mark Rivers, only normal development. Really? He's got great athleticism. 93 speed, 94 excel, 88 change of direction, and agility. I mean, he looks amazing. He's probably going to be high overall, but only normal development really sucks. That really does suck. All right, so that was the Panthers pick. We will skip to our next pick, which is pick 2 in the second round, or pick 8 in the second round, excuse me. Barker's still on the table. Hardly know her. DeVoe, I'm guessing, is still there. I do like Daniel DeVoe. I think he's a good player. We got to keep an eye on Marquis Franklin and Trent Harrison because they both look pretty solid. Do we take Daniel DeVoe? Is that the move? Chamberlain's still going to be there. It's not a worry. D tackle. Pass rushers don't look amazing. The tackles look good and the guards look good. But do I want to take one in the second round? I don't know. The receivers. There's a couple 6'4" receivers here. Are they fast? Julius Bartell. He's got good speed. He didn't look amazing. I think I want to take Daniel DeVoe. He's been on my mind for so long. I don't know if he's going to be good. He looks solid. And he's hidden development. Okay, Daniel DeVoe, welcome to the team. I don't know when you're going to start, but you can be on the team now. So that's a big one. That is a big pickup. Now we go to the third round, and I really hope that linebacker is available. We have 2 third-round picks now thanks to that trade with the Ravens. Is that right outside linebacker available? Please tell me he is. Marquis Franklin is available. I don't think we can pass on him any longer. Marquis Franklin, hidden development, 85 speed, 90 excel. That A play rec and pursuit and B block shed looks really, really good. I'm excited about him. Marquis Franklin, welcome to the team. And now we pick at pick 11 of the third round. So we will get right to our pick. And I don't know where we're going to go with this. We could take another linebacker because that Gary Chamberlain guy looks pretty good. Also, we were talking about Trent Harrison. He's a run stopper with elite speed. I mean, he looks solid for a 3-4. But is he the guy? Rodney Pryor? He looks really good athletically. What is he? He's a pass coverage. That makes sense. He's got A-zone coverage. He might be a really good middle linebacker. I wonder if I can get him in the fourth round. Who are these two guys? Hold on. Whoa. Jeremiah Mentor, hardly know her. Elite speed. Looks very similar to the guy that we just took. And then this guy, Terrence Price. He's a 6'3" run stopper with pretty good athletics. Man, there's some good linebackers in this class. Rodney Pryor intrigues me because we could turn him to a middle linebacker and he might be really good. I'll keep an eye on these 3 guys. Rodney Pryor, Jeremiah Mentor, and Terrence Price. But Gary Chamberlain, he's day 3. He's probably going to be available. But honestly, he doesn't look as good as the other linebackers do, if we're being totally honest. I might just take a bunch of linebackers. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. That is kind of what I'm feeling. These linebackers look really, really good. Now it's just a matter of who do we take first. Trent Harrison's got the elite speed, but his other ratings aren't great. As though Rodney Pryor, he's got the great athleticism. And he's the guy that I thought looked good as a middle linebacker because he's the pass coverage guy. Ooh, this is a little tricky. I might want to take Trent Harrison because of his elite speed. Only normal development, but 86 speed, 88 acceleration. And as far as linebackers go, normal development's not necessarily a killer because they can play pretty well and go up if they have like 100 tackle seasons and a bunch of stuff like that. So we get 2 fourth-round picks here. We'll go back to those linebackers, and they're all gone. I fumbled the bag. So is Gary Chamberlain. He's gone too. Terrell Bush. Oh, it's Terrell Bush. That's who I used my last thing on. Oh, we're taking him then. Bush. 91 speed, 91 excel. I finally found the guy that I used my thing on. We're taking a lot of linebackers. I can't believe that all those linebackers are gone, though. I thought at least one of them would make it to the 4th round. They were round 3 to 4. But maybe the rest of the league saw how good they were. Or how good they looked, at least. All right, I think I'll stay away from linebackers now. We have pretty much enough of linebackers. But there was a tight end, Josh Fitzpatrick from The Ohio State University. I do like that. That helps out a lot. And in the 5th round, I think it's the 5th round, we'll take him. He's a body. He looks pretty solid, at least in his ratings. He's probably a low overall. Oh, that was the 4th round. Okay, now we're headed into the 5th round. Oh, what the heck just happened? I don't know what happened there. I think I hit a button wrong. I think I'll use one more draft pick. I'll use this draft pick, and then we'll simulate out of the draft. Who's this guy? Enrique Pickens? George's brother? Doesn't look that great. Is there an offensive lineman that I might have missed that's still on the board? A bunch of undrafted guys. Is everybody undrafted? There's one last day 3 in centers, but this offensive line class was not deep at all. Everybody else is day 3, or everybody else is undrafted. You know what? I don't like anybody else in this class. I don't want to do any more deep digging. I'm going to simulate out of it. I got a few of the guys that I wanted, so I'm still mad that we didn't get a couple of those linebackers. I thought for sure at least one of those other guys would be left. There was 3 guys that we were looking at, and they all got taken before our fourth round pick. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so we did miss on a couple of guys in terms of development trait, but hopefully their overalls are good. 77 for Mark Rivers is pretty solid. 72 for Daniel DeVoe is fine. He doesn't need to start right away. Marquis Franklin, 74. Harrison, 72. Boosh is 76. And then the rest of them are all 60s. That's okay. I think we did a pretty solid job with that. The draft class as a whole had Chip Reed. The number 1 overall pick was an 82, and then everybody else kind of sucked. We did get a top 5 talent, though. I'll take it. I will take it. Mark Rivers. He had normal development, though, didn't he? Mark Rivers had normal development, I'm pretty sure. But that's season 1. And now I'm pretty sure the draft class strength is very strong, so it should work. No doubt, right? It should work. How do I change that? Edit draft class strength. Everybody should be very strong. Okay, it's just on strong. I thought I changed it to very strong. We're changing to very strong. Here we go. It's going to get wild, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to get absolutely wild. Every single position is very strong now. And I did it before the season started, so it should implement for this next season. I got to go to the roster screen, adjust the lineup. How good are we looking here? Let's generate best lineup. There we go. Okay, so we need another receiver. That is for sure. I'm hoping we can find one in the draft. Offensive line's looking okay. Defense, we've got Franklin and Boosh. Franklin's going to start over Sanborn. Sorry about that, Sanborn. He's just got better development trait than you. We need defensive line for sure. Absolutely. Corner's looking a little bit better now that we added in Mark Rivers, but we'll put Stevenson up above Kyler Gordon. So now we have 3 solid corners that I believe in. And Jalen Johnson's a superstar, by the way. Eddie Jackson's going to start to regress, I would think. I like the linebackers now. We just need defensive line, and we need wide receiver. And we should be a championship team. I'm going to simulate to the end of Season 2. I will catch you guys back up at the midseason. Should I bring you guys back in the midseason mark? Yeah, I'll bring you guys back in the midseason mark, week number 8, and we can take a look at this juice draft class. So a little bit of an improvement from last season at this mark. We are 3-3 now. I like to see that. I'm hoping that we have a little bit of good morale, because that certainly, we know, helps the team grow. Justin Fields, crucially, is getting some of that. So is Darnell Mooney. All right. We're still looking for linebackers, though, or wide receivers. Don't forget that. Do we know anybody's development traits? We don't know Franklin's just yet. We don't know Bush. We don't know DeVoe. All right, so we'll probably find out at the end of the season how good those guys are. I'm hoping for a superstar, but I'm guessing they're all going to be star. That's usually how it goes. We have a breakout D-line scenario. Gervin Dexter. Okay. Is this going to be a Tiba Rubin situation? Go off, King, I guess. Players that are ready to negotiate. We only have 7 this year, and we have a ton of money. Eddie Jackson, I can't pay that. Not for Eddie Jackson. Maybe if this was younger Eddie Jackson, I could pay that. But certainly not for 30-year-old Eddie Jackson. That is for sure. I can pay that for Cody Whitehair, though, and he says, no, I don't really want to pay that. Okay, or I don't want to sign that. That's fine. Jack Sanborn, I would like to bring back because you are super young. So if you want to accept a contract like that, perfect. We're probably just going to trade Eddie Jackson because I'm not paying him almost $30 million to be a 30-plus-year-old safety. We can move Daniel DeVoe over if we need to. That's fine. And I did add the... You saw we changed it to very strong. So I'm hoping that this is going to be pretty fun. I didn't change my thing, my National Scout. So it looks like if we want to get the full thing, we'll have to use corner. That's fine. We can always use corners. It's not that bad. But I'm hoping that these guys are juiced. There's a D-tackle top 5. Okay. I'm excited. Steve Mallard. Okay. Okay. Oh! A power moves, A play rec, A finesse moves. I think we got ourselves a very strong draft class. I'm just saying. I don't know what it makes me say that, but Alex Hale. Alex Hale. Hail to the king. Darnell Bibbs. There's a couple pass rushers that look really good. Ooh, I like this. Mitch Pittman doesn't look as good as the other guy, but he looks really good. Steve Mallard looks unbelievable. Who are these quarterbacks? There's some really good quarterbacks in this class. Unfortunately, we're not really in the market for a quarterback. Steven Reddick, excuse me. Oh my God, these guys look crazy good. Who's this guy? Gerald Boone? This is crazy. I love this. I love this. Look at all these ratings. These ratings are absolutely insane. I guess that's what you would expect when you juice up the draft class like this. But I mean, the tackles look crazy. All the tackles look good, at least in the top half. We could certainly be in the market for a tackle. I mean, these quarterbacks look unreal. Some of these quarterbacks look crazy. Delvin Mabin with the elite strength. Man, this is crazy. I like this. I need to use these more often. There's running backs that are good too. I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, but I need that speed to be elite. I need that speed to be elite. If you got elite speed, I'm taking you. 5'9", grade 2 elite. Has he got the juke move? The juke and the spin are pretty solid. I might be taking Caleb Best. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Because a running back certainly would be fun to get, and it would not hurt. Tyler Adkins from The Ohio State University also looks solid. Yes, please. Who are these guys? Round 3. Norland Brockers? Oh my God. Oh my, it just keeps going. I knew this was going to get crazy, but like, it's more crazy than I ever could have imagined. Although the wide receivers kind of suck, at least in their first couple ratings. Now, they could be fast, and maybe that's why they're juiced up a little bit. Like, is the number 1 Brian Hayward, is he fast? He's not even fast. Why do the wide receivers suck? Did I put it on very weak for the wide receivers? Because we need wide receiver. Tight ends look amazing. Who am I going to use these points on? That's the big question. I got to use it on a tackle. All these tackles look unbelievable. Who's this guard? Whoa, 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 whoa. Gage Holloway. Wow. Gage Holloway looks unreal. Definitely want to use some points on him. Am I even in my thing? Oh, no, this is just the prospect thing. Okay, we got to get to week 11 so we can use some points on him. Because there's some really good players in this class. Not shocked because we juiced up the draft class to very strong. But still, like, I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't know what I was getting into, if you know what I mean. Did Gervin Dexter get... Gervin Dexter got it! He's star development. This is an Atiba Rubin situation all over again. If you know, you know. Oh my God. Gervin Dexter is a star development player now. What do I do with that information? What do I do with that? Congratulations, Gervin. I guess. You're going to get some upgrade points. We'll give it in Power Rusher as well. Cool. He's 22 and start of element. We could use him. We now only need one defensive tackle. I'll take it. I will take it. And it could be that defensive tackle that's number 1 in the class. That'd be unbelievable. He looks great. Phenomenal. Getting to week 10, though, we're winning games. We are winning a bunch of games. Did we beat the Packers? No, of course, when I say we're winning a bunch of games, we lose. That makes sense. It's a battle for the division right now, though. Terrell Bush gets an upgrade point. Is he even playing? He must be. He's getting he's getting XP. All right, let's go into this and choose some focus players. Definitely that guard. Definitely, and the D tackle for sure. But where's that guard at? Gage Holloway, for sure. I need to know how good you are. Honestly, you can't go wrong with any of these offensive linemen. They all look amazing. But as far as defensive line, that's one of the things that I said we absolutely need. And if we got Steve Mallard, I would jump over a moon. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be in the running for Mitch, even though he looks fantastic. But we could be in the running for somebody down here. Another Mitch, who also has great speed. What's his archetype? He's a speed rusher. A finesse moves, B play rec. He looks okay. I'm not mad at it. I don't like the block shed, though. Sharif Golston's a run stopper, doesn't look athletic, but he's got good skills. What about Justin Tarpley? 6'4", speed rusher. Does he look better than the other guy? Does he look better than Hartman? I mean, they look similar, although Tarpley's power moves are better. We'll scout him. We will definitely scout him, and then I'll go and make sure that we got Gage Holloway scouted. I mean, this is great. I love this. Absolutely love it. And we will scout this tight end, Colin Calcutta, from, oh, it's from Meat Chicken. Gross. But he looks good. So those are going to be my 3 players for week 11. I can't believe that Gervin Dexter actually got star development. That never happens. Never happens. We lost again to the Niners. We are 5-5. Are we slowly slipping? Are we slowly slipping down this slippery slope? Let me take a look at our draft picks right now. Because we have 2. Remember, we traded back with the Ravens. So, Ravens are good. That was the risk that we ran. I'm not shocked. That was the risk that we ran trading with the Ravens. But getting that extra 3rd-round pick certainly helped us. So the Ravens are good. I'm going to simulate to the end of Season 2, and we're going to find out where we fall in the draft. We've made it to the end of Season 2, and we showed some improvement. We go from, what, 6 wins to 7 wins? That's some improvement, I'd say. We didn't make the playoffs. It might be time for a change of playbook to get Justin Fields that little bit better. We could go to Kansas City so we can make Cole Kmet better. And we might go to a different defense as well. Oh my God, Terrell Bush. I'm a drafting god. It has to be said. Oh my God, Bush has X Factor. And this is base because we haven't got to like Super Bowl week, so there hasn't been any upgrades. He has X Factor. Terrell Bush. I mean, I knew he was gonna be good, but I can't speak. I didn't expect him to have X Factor. Oh my God, that is insane. Okay, that changes everything in terms of linebacking depth because Franklin has star, not shocked there. We're gonna trade Eddie Jackson, probably move DeVoe over to free safety. I'm assuming he can play it. And then Franklin, maybe we trade Tremaine Edmonds and move Bush to starter and have Franklin be, I don't know. There's some things we can do here. But certainly we're going to change playbooks because I think Season 3, we are going to be starting to make our push. We've had 2 seasons now of building up some young guys. We've got some talent. Now we need to make that push to get absolutely better, and we need Justin Fields to play better. We need our offense in general to play better, so going to Kansas City's playbook is probably the best idea, or going to Dallas's playbook. One of the two is the best idea. It's going to be Chiefs and Falcons. Why do the Panthers and Falcons simulate so well in Madden simulation? They're bad teams. They're not good. Chiefs get it done, so they beat the Falcons and get their redemption from losing last year's Super Bowl to the Cowboys. I'm guessing Mahomes is the MVP of the Super Bowl, and no, it's Rashee Rice, or Rashee Rice, however you want to say his name. The Raiders got both of the both of the rookies of the year. Dak wins MVP of the league. Raiders had a good year. They got Josh Jacobs as Offensive Player of the Year as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. Let's take a look at the stats, though. Sam Howell, I just saw in the corner, was third in the league in receiving or passing yards. Justin Fields, 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's a good year. That's a good year from Justin. 910 yards from Khalil Herbert with 6 touchdowns. Fields needs to run a little bit more. We could put Baltimore's playbook in there to get him to run more, but I feel like just giving him the passing is going to work the same. Mooney had 12 touchdowns with 996 yards. DJ Moore had 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. That could be X factor. It could be. I doubt it, but it could be. And then we go to the defensive side. Tremaine Edmonds had 115 tackles. TJ Edwards had 98. Jalen Johnson with 90. 14 tackles for loss to Yannick Ngakoue. That's pretty good. He led the team along with Gervin Dexter. Okay. I like Gervin Dexter. 13.5. Yannick Ngakoue. 72 tackles, 14 for loss, and 13.5 sacks. I didn't know this was the Jaguars' Yannick Ngakoue. Holy crap. That's crazy. 4 picks for Jalen Johnson, 2 for for Jaquan Brisker. We are going to have to move Eddie Jackson. Are we going to be able to get a first-round pick? I doubt it, but I'll try. I will certainly try to get a first-round pick. We also need to be looking at the mock drafts, because this is going to get crazy. This is going to get absolutely crazy. Negotiations, Eddie Jackson's the only one that we need to re-sign, because we don't want to talk about anybody else here. I thought about bringing Cody Whitehair back. Where'd he go? There he is. I'll give him one more chance. I'll bump his money up to 4, and if he should sign this. Okay, so we bring Cody Whitehair back just for some more depth, and we will trade Eddie Jackson. I'm not sure what we're going to trade him for, but we will trade him. I might just go and look for my own trade and then cut back, because it could take a while. I'm not sure what he's got. DJ Moore's X Factor. I just noticed that. Hold on. Pause all the presses. DJ Moore's X Factor. Okay. Anyone else? Upgrade? Jalen Johnson's still superstar. I would expect Yannick Ngakoue to go up superstar, but he stays at star. Everybody else is normal. Looks like everybody didn't go up. Okay. That's all right. Having DJ Moore be X Factor is crazy, though. But we need to trade Eddie Jackson. What's his value? Dalton Kincaid. Zion Johnson and a 3rd? A young corner from the Niners. We do need another receiver. Jaden Reed could be that guy. Steve Avila. Ooh, a young running back. There's some interesting things in here. I like this. I'm going to do this. Eddie Jackson to the Chargers for Zion Johnson in a 3rd. We're most likely going to move Daniel DeVoe to free safety. But getting a left guard like Zion Johnson is definitely going to help. He now fits over at right guard. I mean, look at that offensive line now. That looks amazing. And then we're going to make DeVoe a free safety. I hope he can play it. He should be able to. It's Madden. He can play it, of course. All right, free safety, change. Yeah, he stays at 74. Perfect. Franklin will start over Sanborn. I don't know what to do with Bush. We could go to a... We could change to a 3-4. Got to make our offensive scheme a little bit better. kind of want to switch. It says we're only a 62% scheme fit on a 3-4, but I kind of want to switch to it. We'll do a 3-4 Storm. That's fine. And we're rocking Dallas and Harbaugh. I guess I already changed the playbooks and I didn't even realize. Huh. Okay. Very interesting. I forgot that we changed the playbooks. I didn't do it in this video. I must have changed it when I made the character. We'll go to Kansas City. No wonder we were winning so many games. I forgot that I changed the playbooks. All right. So we changed that. We get a 3rd round pick in 2026, which should help for next season. Or maybe in a trade piece. Is there going to be any free agents? BJ Hill. But now that we're in a 3-4, it's not necessarily that needed. There's not really anybody in this class that I like. Not surprising. There's never anybody in the free agent class that I like. BJ Hill's the only one that I'm interested in. But then that would take away from Gervin Dexter. KJ Hamler. We always get KJ Hamler. I'm going to stay away from him. But Rashid Shaheed. Or Tutu. Ooh, Tutu Atwell. We never get Tutu Atwell. I'm going to get Tutu. We'll offer him a 3-year deal. Put it up to $4 million, $2.5 million. He should accept that. I don't think we're going to go for BJ Hill. It would be good to get him. But I want to develop Gervin Dexter a little bit, so we're going to stay away from BJ Hill. We get Tutu Atwell. That's another receiver. That's nice. And I think it's just time for the draft. It is time for the draft. We have those 2 first-round picks, but they're both going to be pretty low. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, because the Ravens pick certainly is going to be pretty low, but I don't know where we finished in terms of the draft, so we'll have to take a look at that final mock draft and see. It could be like 12 or 13 or 14, something like that. Probably a little higher than that. So mock draft number 5. That's free agency recap. I don't care about that. Mock draft number 5 has us picking. Ooh, the D tackle is going to go number 2. We might not end up having 2 first-round picks, although we have pick number 8, so that is very manageable. And then we also have the Ravens pick, which is pick 24. Okay, we can get away with this. This is going to be pretty good. There's a lot of good players in this class. I want that D tackle, though. I want that D tackle. We need a running back, too. They have us taking a running back in the class. A 3-4, I think, fits us a little bit better. I just said I wanted to develop Gervin Dexter, and then I say I want to take that tackle. I guess we could put the tackle on the defensive line as a rusher. That could be interesting. I don't know if that would work. I guess we'll have to find out. We got to trade up to get him, though. And we got to trade with the Vikings, I think it was. So we'll trade pick number 9 with the Minnesota Vikings. They have pick number 2. It shouldn't be too difficult to trade up, but hold on. Let me use... I have a bunch of staff points. I'm going to use it on the player personnel thing to make it a little bit easier to trade up. This could be Galaxy Brain. Alright, so we'll spend it on all of this stuff. Yeah, discount for draft picks, increase for our draft picks, guaranteed trade packages, all the, yes. Get all this stuff up. I don't know if I have to simulate a week for this to count, but there we go. We have everything in that figured out, or upgraded. So that hopefully will help us out. I may have to simulate a week for it to register, so I'll do that in the draft episode, or the draft part. Didn't I use it on Steve Mallard? I guess I didn't. Let's look at running backs. So they have us taking Tyler Atkins. I want to know a little bit more about Tyler Atkins. And then receivers. Oh, that's right. The receivers kind of suck, didn't they? Holloway looks amazing. We definitely have to come away with Holloway. And the centers look good too. Oh my god, all these centers are amazing. I want all of them. We can't get all of them, but they all look amazing. Okay, we're going to use it on those guys. Now let's simulate a week so that it registers that we upgraded all that stuff. It might already work, but I just want to be safe. So we will simulate to this. Alright, now we can go and make the trade. Now it should be registered. So let's go talk to the Minnesota Vikings for their second pick. And we throw in the 8th pick, the 9th pick, excuse me. And yes, look at that. It bumps it up even better. Okay. It's not much, but it helps. It's going to help out in the end. We have a lot of draft picks. I'll give up 2027 because I'm assuming we're going to be very good by 2027. So I'd certainly be willing to give up 2027 stuff. Second round pick in 2027. That gets it close. How about a third round pick in 2026? We have a couple of those. I feel like it's not really moving that much, is it? A third round pick in 2027. Man, I feel like it's not really doing anything. I want to keep all my picks this year, though. I might have to give my 2026 second. Trade offer accepted. So 2 seconds, 2/3, and a 1. I guess that could have been more steep if I didn't use those trades. Or I didn't use those skill points. But now we have the second pick in the draft. And we were able to keep our 24th pick, too. So Steve Mallard is going to be the pick for us. He's unbelievable. We might even be able to put him on the D-line. I mean, he's 6'5", 291. We might be able to send him off the edge. He's got A finesse moves, A power moves. We'll give it a shot. He could probably start over Yannick Ngakoue right now. We'll skip to our next pick, which is pick 24. And who's going to be... I mean, all the quarterbacks look really good. Caleb Best and Tyler Atkins are still available. How good is Tyler Atkins again? Elite speed, B juke, B spin. I might come back to Tyler Atkins. We know 80% on Grant Calcutta. It looks good. Oh, but I have to take Holloway. That's for sure. That's right. I forgot about that. I can't let him go. Gage Holloway. Welcome to the team. Could not let him walk. We just have to hope that a running back is available at this pick. They're both available. Is Caleb Best better? Is he best? He doesn't have the elite speed, but he's got the better spin, or the better spin move. I wonder who's better. I'm going to take Tyler Atkins, but that's tricky. I don't know who's going to be better. 97 speed! That's got to be the best running back I've ever drafted. That's insane. And he's from Ohio State. I like that. Still in the second round. Pick 17 in the second round. Is Best still available? No, he got taken. Okay. What do the quarterbacks look like? The quarterbacks are kind of falling now. It's okay. We're not really in need of a quarterback. Randy Burke, 6'7". That's a tackle right there. Can't really move him to guard. Who's this? Jose Pierce, 6 foot. Looks decent. A man, B zone. Gonna take him. Woo! Jose Pierce, welcome to the squad. Oh my God. That's insane pickup. Third round. Who's available? A couple wide receivers. I wouldn't be mad at taking a wide receiver. Jarius Beecham. Maybe. David Atkinson. I think David Atkinson looks better. What about Mitchell Ford? We don't really need a linebacker anymore. He looks pretty solid, though. I think I'm going to take David Atkinson. Oh, but who's this? Brian Dukes, 6'4" corner. Oh. he looks good. He could play safety too, probably. Oh my God, there's so many people that I need to think about taking. Dorian Burnett doesn't have the man coverage. He's fast, but he doesn't have the man coverage that Brian Dukes has. And he's from Ohio State. I'm going to take Brian Dukes. I know we just drafted a corner, but this guy looks just as good. Oh my God, he's amazing. Oh, I love the very strong draft classes. That's 2 unbelievable corners. We're into the 4th round now. There's probably still going to be people available. Beachum is still on the board. Atkinson got taken. Beachum was the worst of the 2 guys that we were looking at. But this guy's new, Kendrick Freeman, and he is 6'5". He doesn't look bad. Levi Baldwin is a 5'11" player. Ooh, there's a couple solid players down the board. There's a right tackle, Stefan Tarrant. Or Tarrant. He could be good. We don't know enough about him, though. We've had such a good draft that I kind of want to just take Jarius Beachum and see if he's worth it. He's 6'4". He's a physical receiver. He runs decently well. He's probably a miss. Oh, he's hidden development. A lot of people are going to be hidden development. He looks okay. He doesn't look as good as Atkinson did, though. But we grab a receiver, which is something that we needed. We've worked on the defensive line. We've gotten corners. Both those wide receivers are still there. That tackle's gone, though. But this tackle's here. Ooh, who are you? Xavier Waller. Hardly know her. A block shot, A impact block. Otis Tompkins. 6'8". Yeah, might as well. Might as well. A 6'8" left tackle, sure. Might as well be in the NBA. And then in the 6th round, I could just simulate the rest of these picks, but I kind of want to see if there's anybody else good. If there's not, then we'll simulate out of it, but there could be somebody that we're just missing, like a deep threat receiver, Juan Watkins. 4.342. I'm taking him. 97 speed, 96 acceleration. Okay. So obviously, even in the 6th round, you can find great players because it's very strong. Obviously, I'm not saying anything you guys didn't already know. But that draft was so much fun. Oh my God. We dominated, especially getting that defensive tackle who we might move to right end. We're going to be good really quickly. Let's just say that. That's why I was comfortable trading all those picks. So we got an 80 overall at Mallard. We got a 78 in Holloway. 81 in Atkins. He's going to start right away. Jose Pierce, 78. Dukes, this is 79. Beachum, 74. Tompkins, 71. Watkins, 75. And Hilton, they took in the 7th round. He's a 65. That's fine. How good was this class in general? 83 for Wilburn. The quarterback was an 82. So was Darnell Bibbs. I feel like we came away with some cheeks. I feel like we came away with some good players, but yeah, this is definitely a juiced up draft class. That is for sure. The other one may have been, but this one certainly was. Certainly. Now let's go add all those guys. Certainly. Let's go add all those guys to the team. We've changed to Kansas City's playbook now, so year number 3 we should start winning a bunch of games. I would expect. I'd be shocked if we lost more than we won. Let's add it to the team. Offensive line's looking real solid. We've probably honestly got ourselves a backup center for Cody Whitehair in Holloway. I would assume he could play there. The wide receivers are looking good now. We're actually going to put Watkins at number 3, and we're going to put Beachum at number 4. I mean, why not? We got 2 young receivers. Might as well get them usage. Cole Kmet in the Kansas City offense is going to be in the Travis Kelce role, so he's going to go amazing. He's going to go crazy. And then Mallard, I'm going to move him to defensive end. If he drops, then we can keep him at D-tackle, but I feel like he's going to be fine. He's an Alabama product, so you know he's versatile. And he will be an 82. Look at that, he goes up at an 82. Beautiful. And then Dexter gets to play still. The corners are amazing. Dukes is going to jump over Mark Rivers. Sorry, Mark, but it's just how it has to happen. Oh my God, I'm loving the team now. Year 3. In a new offense. We're still running Baltimore should we run Buffalo defense? Nah, we'll run Baltimore for another season, but I mean, we look amazing now. Justin Fields is going to go off this season. Cole Kmet's going to go off this season. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to simulate to the end of Season 3, and I'll catch back up with you guys when I'm there. And I'm expecting a playoff berth. I decided to pull you guys back into the Week 8 misses mark because that's what we've been doing recently. And let's talk about negotiations. We're 6-1. So the combination of this team getting a little bit better and the Chiefs playbook is really helping us out here. DJ Moore needs a new contract. Well, I want DJ Moore back. So we're going to offer him a lot of money, life-changing money. And he's going to say that's a good deal. Perfect. Jaquan Brisker's up next, and I want Jaquan Brisker back for a while. So we can give him this, and he can say yes to that. Perfect. Braxton Jones. Definitely want Braxton Jones back. We will offer Braxton Jones a big fat bag, and he will say no. Okay. We'll have to come back and get him later. Anybody else? We'll accept the option on Darnell Wright at the end of the season, but I'll have to get Braxton Jones a little bit later. National Focus. We have our 2 first-round picks again, remember. I changed my scout to safety wide receiver, so I think I'm going to put it on wide receiver just because I know it's not a strength, but I just want to see if there's any like amazing wide receivers in this class. It's a lot of tackles, again, which is not a bad thing because we can certainly use a tackle. I mean, we have Braxton Jones who we're looking to get, but it wouldn't hurt to upgrade. All right. Oh my God, there's some amazing tackles in this class. Amazing quarterbacks. I love these very strong draft classes, man. This is making me happy. This is making me happy. We're gonna have to do one of these where we don't have a quarterback already because I want to draft a generational type quarterback with a very strong draft class. I want to see if I can get one that's like a hybrid of like Michael Vick and Patrick Mahomes, where you got like the arm strength and the speed. That would be amazing. We actually lose to the Chargers, so we're 6-2 now. All right. What's going to happen against the Commanders? We beat them. Perfect. 7-2. We're dominating this division. This is the perfect time for us to be good because the rest of the division is not. Week 11. We had our bye. Big upgrades from the boys. Oh, we should probably check on some of those guys, see what their development traits are, see if they've been revealed yet. Let's do that. 7-2 on the year at week 11. We've got the development trait revealed for Atkins. He's only star, not a big deal. Fields is playing up to an 85 though. Beecham, we don't know. Watkins is a star. Okay. Mallard is an X factor. I knew he was going to be good, man. I mean, just take a look at him. Just take a look. He's phenomenal. Absolutely, utterly phenomenal. We don't know anybody else, I don't think. We already got Bush, DeVoe. We know Dukes is a star, but Pierce we don't know yet. We're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good. I would assume everybody else that we don't know is going to be star, but you never know. Focus players. Who do we focus on? What do we need? I don't even know what we need. Maybe just like a, that's why I put it on receiver, so we could find like an amazing receiver. There is a top 5, Sean Ballantyne. Is he fast? He's 6'2". He's not very fast. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's got everything other than the elite speed. Dalvin Blue. Okay. I don't think we're going to be finding an amazing wide receiver, which is not that bad. The tackles look phenomenal. The guards also look phenomenal. The centers look great, even though they're day 3 projections. They all look pretty solid. Even this guy. Luke Inzerma? What a name. It's a legendary name. I think I'm going to scout offensive line. I feel like that's what we need the most of. Even though we're pretty solid on offensive line. I'm going to scout Tim. Oh, I thought that said Tim Thuggins. It was Tim Huggins. Oh, God. I would have said that's a legendary name if it was Tim Thuggins. I want to scout Luke Inzerma for sure. We'll scout Tim Williams. And we'll scout probably one of these tackles. Amari Jordan, sure. We'll scout him. All right, that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys at the end of Season 3. I'm hoping we keep this domination up. We have made it to the end of the season, and it looks like the Kansas City playbook has really come on strong for us. 12-5 is our record at the end of the season, and I can see, oh, look at that. That's lovely to see. Look above my camera at the passing leaders. CJ Stroud and Justin Fields. You love to see two Buckeyes leading the league, well, in the running for league leader of passing yards. 4,300, 32 touchdowns, and just 8 picks. Justin Fields, this is the production that we needed with a 70% completion percentage. This is the production we needed from Fields with the change in playbook. The run game was crazy in terms of touchdowns. Roschon Johnson, of all people, had 10. Fields and Herbert had 6. And then our rookie, Adkins, also from Ohio State, we have Ohio State backfield, had 4. What a weird rushing, what a weird rushing line. So Cole Kmet gets in that Travis Kelce role and he prospers, as you would expect. Any tight end that you have is going to dominate in the Kansas City playbook, at least in simulation. Darnell Mooney, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. Watkins, the rookie, one of the rookies, had 800 yards. DJ Moore kind of took a little bit of a step back, but that's to be expected in this playbook. And then the defense, we had 106 tackles from TJ Edwards, 94 from Edmonds, 93 from the rookie Dukes. Also, why am I didn't even consciously realize I was getting all these Ohio State players. I love it. I'm not mad at it. I just didn't even realize I was getting all these Ohio State players. 93 for Dukes. Johnson had 78. DeVoe, moving him over to free safety, had 71. I don't know what we're going to do at linebacker. We might want to trade Tremaine Edmonds because he could get pretty expensive in the near future, but we'll see. We probably don't have to, actually. Montez Sweat, the rookie Steve Mallard, and Gervin Dexter all had 10 tackles for loss. See, this is why I didn't want to just completely forget about Gervin Dexter, especially because he got up to star. If he would have still been normal, it would have been a different story. But moving Steve Mallard over to right end seems to have worked wonders for him because he also had 8 sacks. Sweat had 8.5. And Ngakoue had 8. How did he get 8 as a backup? That's impressive. TJ Edwards had 5. Interception leader was Jalen Johnson. Mark Rivers had 2. Pierce had 2. The other rookie. And then Boosh, he had 1. So did DeVoe. So that is what the stats look like for the season. We have made the playoffs against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, they're only 8-9, and we are 12-5. So we'll see if our record is for real. We don't obviously know any of the offensive line depth traits yet because they were all backups, so we don't know any of them yet. We don't know Beacham's yet because he probably didn't play enough. We don't know the tight ends yet. Mallard's an X-Factor. Did we know that already? I don't remember. Did we know that? If we didn't, he's an X-Factor. Galaxy brain. I'm the drafting god. I mean, he's phenomenal. We are working with the strong draft classes, the very strong draft classes, so it's not a shock that he's an X-Factor, but I just like that I drafted him. So now we move to the playoffs. The Falcons are up first in the wild card round. It's crazy that we went 12-5 and have to go through the wild card, but it is what it is. Are we going to win our first playoff matchup? We do. 31-10, too. We take on the 12-5 Eagles. Okay. Very interesting. Taking on the Eagles. They're going to be pretty tough. They are going to be pretty tough. That is for sure. The rest of the matchups, Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Dolphins, Rams, Panthers, Bears, Eagles. This is a tough matchup. I don't know if we're going to get this done. We certainly could, though. 12-5, 12-5. Let's see if we get it done. I doubt it. And we lose 13-10. Okay. All right. We lose 13-10. Not a shock. I didn't think we were ready for a championship just yet. We probably need one more season with the playbooks and with player progression, development, trade upgrades, all that kind of stuff. Justin Fields needs to hopefully go up to superstar development. That's what I would want for him. It is Eagles-Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Not a shocker. These two teams are some of the best teams in Madden simulation and in real life. Who's going to get it done, though? Eagles get redemption. 38-35. They win the Super Bowl. Great. Philadelphia's on top again. Season recap. Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the league. We don't have any rookies of the year. It goes to both Buccaneer players. Seth Coleman, their quarterback, and Mitch Pittman. Mitch? is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Parsons and Rice are the Offense and Defense Players of the Year, and then Patrick Mahomes wins the MVP of the league. So it is familiar faces winning awards, as you would expect, but we got to get to the offseason. This is probably the most crucial offseason because this is the offseason where we go all in and we bring in guys, if there's any in free agency, that can help us out. So negotiations, do we have any negotiations? Do we need to bring anybody back? Ooh, definitely. We need to accept the option of Darnell Wright for sure. We need to bring back Braxton Jones. That's right, he rejected my offer. I forgot about that. He rejected my offer, so I will offer him even better, and that's what he's coming back to. He likes it. Harrison Bryant, Dominique Robinson. I don't want any of these guys. Everybody else can leave. Everybody else can leave. We should probably also check the team to see if we have any depth trade upgrades. Specifically, Justin Fields, maybe even Cole Kmet. I don't know. Let's take a look before we jump into free agency. Any depth trade upgrades across the team? We've got Fields and Kmet are superstar development. Holloway is superstar development. Beacham's just star, the wide receiver. I told you, any tight end, man, any tight end will dominate. But Fields, that's crucial, that Justin Fields goes up to superstar. On the defense, it doesn't look like anybody changed. Not that I notice. No, everybody that was an X Factor is still an X Factor. Everybody that's star is still star. Okay, so no changes on the defense. But Justin Fields and Cole Kmet having superstar development will be huge for us going into this next season. Zadarius Smith, 33 years old, 85 overall. If we're going to go all in, Zadarius Smith certainly helps with that. Let me take a look at the team again. Now that we know kind of the top guys in the class of free agents, let me take a look at the team. Is there anything we need? Our offensive line's good. We don't need offensive linemen. Maybe we could use a center, but like I said, Holloway could probably fill in there if he needed to. We could probably use a backup right tackle, but that's not a big deal because there's no injuries. We have all the receivers I like. Obviously, we got quarterback, we got running back. Offense is pretty much done. On the defense, we don't need defensive line, so we don't need Zadarius Smith. Linebacker, we could use, I guess, a better outside linebacker because Franklin really hasn't developed quickly, but that's okay. But for the most part, we don't need to bring anybody in. I think we just go another season with development, winning games, and I know we have a lot of money. I would like to spend it. I guess I could bring in a backup right tackle like Evan Neal. I mean, he's 25. He's only 73, but he wants to be here, and he's not going to be super expensive. So a backup right tackle could certainly fill a need. D tackles, like I said, Zadarius. I mean, the only thing we could do is we could have Zadarius Smith come off the end, as a right end, or not an end, a right outside linebacker instead of Franklin. But that would specifically just be like higher overalls. I feel like I would rather have Franklin in the long run. So we're gonna keep Franklin there, not sign Zadarius Smith. Everybody else, I think we just ride. I think we just ride with what's his face, with Evan Neal as our backup right tackle, and we go straight to the draft. I don't know how the draft is going to go. Obviously, there's going to be amazing players in there. I don't even know what our draft picks are because we made the playoffs, so our draft pick isn't going to be that good. But how did the Ravens do? That's an interesting question. So if we go to the NFL rosters and we go over to our draft picks, we have pick 23 and pick 26. So we actually did better than Baltimore. We don't have our second round pick, but we can basically use our own first round pick, which is pick 26, as a quote-unquote second-round pick because it's so late in the draft. If it was like pick 31 or 32, then it almost would be a second-round pick. But we can take some people with these two late first-round picks. Maybe they end up being good enough overalls to help us. I mean, it's loaded draft classes, so they're going to be good regardless. All right, mock draft number 5. Who do they even have us taking? They have our first pick, us taking Frank Sharp, D tackle. I don't necessarily like that. They also have us taking a right tackle. This quarterback, holy crap, Adam Beckham? Bend him like Beckham? 6'4" improviser. If he had elite speed, he'd be the greatest quarterback of all time. But he's got amazing accuracies. Unfortunately, we're not in a situation where we need a quarterback because we have Justin Fields, but that is a great quarterback that the Rams are going to get. He's going to be unbelievable. Is there a player at the top of the board that we need to trade up for? I think, unbelievable corner. Deontay Tulloch. Oh my God. Okay, I want Deontay Tulloch. He's gonna go top 5 to the what was that, the Rams? I want him on the team. We might have to trade both of our first round picks to get up to it, but it doesn't matter. I want him on my squad. I know we don't necessarily need corner because we just took 2 last draft, I'm pretty sure. But this man looks unbelievable. I also want to know a little bit more about Adam Beckham. We're not in the market to get him, but I just want to know about him. Deontay Tulloch, oh my God. He looked unbelievable. He has a man coverage and a zone coverage. If a zone coverage is a man-to-man corner, is crazy. You know he's going to be good. You just know he's going to be good. I'd also be interested in a middle linebacker. Luckily for us, the middle linebackers are around 1 to 2 and later. So we might be able to come away with one in the day 3 section. So we'll keep an eye out. That guy looks okay, Mike Gunter. But we've got this guy, Will Tutt. King Tut? A zone coverage, B man coverage, C block shed. Is he just a straight up, yeah, he's just a straight up field general. He looks intriguing and he's got a legendary name. His speed isn't great. He could be normal development, but in a class like this, I doubt he is. I'm very curious. Very curious about him. Tulloch, I definitely want to know about, and then we will go get that quarterback too. I'm not going to draft him. I'm just curious to see how good he is. So those are going to be my 3 guys. We will simulate to the draft. Maybe have to trade up. Well, certainly have to trade up. We're not going to... Deontay Tulloch is not going to fall to us. But he looks generational. That corner does. He's got elite speed as well. And I think he was like 6'4", so he looks amazing. Let's take a look. So we've got, let me just take a look at the quarterback first because I really want to know. He's only around 1 to 2 with those accuracies. Okay, whatever. Whatever. He looks amazing. So the corner, Tulloch, we have him at 90%. He's got the elite speed and the acceleration. He ran 4.24 at both the combine and the pro day. He's got a hit power, he looks phenomenal. I have to get this guy. I absolutely have to get him. What about King Tut? We got 90% on him. We know he's not an amazing athlete, but he looks really, really good as a pass coverage guy. So I think we'll take him with like our 3rd round pick or something. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. I need to trade up with a team. Was it the Lions or was it the Rams? I gotta check the mock draft. What team was it? Mock draft number 5. It was the Lions. So we have to trade up with the Lions to number 5 to get Tulloch. If we can do that, we will have a generational player on our hands, and we will go from there. So let's trade with Detroit. I know it's an in-division trade, but it doesn't matter. So let's go to the Lions draft picks, pick number 5, and we will go and tell them that I want to give them my pick 23. And they say they like that. Okay. Is there a way that I can get away with keeping one of my first round picks? There might be. I will give you pick 2028 first round pick because I doubt we'll make it that far. And that's accepted. Beautiful. So I didn't have to give both of my first round picks this year. Those staff points really did help. That is for sure. So we have pick number 5 and we have pick 23 still in the first round. So we're looking pretty good. Start drafting. Number 1 pick in the draft is going to be Washington. They draft Jaden Griffin, the left tackle. Jacob Singer, the quarterback, goes to the Titans. Sean Ballentine, or Tyne, however you want to say it, he goes to the Jets. JTS, Jets. And Ramon Hennings is headed to Jacksonville, Duval County. We're taking the corner. I don't care if the other corners are better. This dude looks unbelievable. Deontay Tulloch, he's 6'3". He is 23 years old. He's got 97 speed, 95 acceleration. Oh, he's just the greatest of all time. He's simply the greatest of all time. He will go down in history as the greatest Chicago Bear to ever step on a football field. I guarantee it. He's amazing. And we have our first round pick again because I was able to keep it. And Adam Beckham is here. I kind of want to take Adam Beckham just because he looks unreal. He doesn't have the speed, He doesn't have the speed. He's got solid speed, but he's got elite throw power. That's got to be like 98, 99, right? He looks so good. I really want to take him. I know we're not in the market for a quarterback, but I don't want to take a tackle. We're fine on tackle. I could get somebody else. I could get a middle linebacker, I guess, but we've got that other middle linebacker that I'm interested in, King Tut. So, oh my God, okay. Elite speed at middle line. Chris Barnett probably is better. He's the better option and more of a need for us. But I really want to take that quarterback. I really want to take that quarterback, but Chris Barnett's probably the guy. I can't pass up on Chris Barnett. I can't pass. I want to take that quarterback, but I can't pass up on Chris Barnett. We've got Justin Fields. We're fine. We've got Justin Fields. Chris Barnett looked way too good. We'll just have to see how good that quarterback is with whatever team drafted him. Into the third round now. We should still be able to find some solid players. Obviously, it's very strong draft classes. So we should still be able to find some beasts. And we might have found a couple of them here. Let's take a look. Lamar Grimes. 6'3" physical receiver. Doesn't have amazing speed, but he's got 4'4". That's still great. He looks pretty solid. But then we've got this guy, Chris Browning. Another corner. B-to-D man coverage. Okay. What about Jeff Vernon? 6'3", skipped the combine. I think Lamar Grimes is a little bit of a better player. Clayton Harrison, 5'9", free safety. He's got A kick return, really? B hit power, B man coverage. His zone coverage is a C. I don't really think that's the option. He's fine, but he's not like blow you away type. What about Javier Bullard? 6'4", man corner. We don't need corner, though. That's the only problem. We're pretty much locked on corner, so I need to stay away from that. We could honestly use another receiver. It's not like I would be like sad to take another receiver. Matt Farrell or Farrell doesn't have the speed. He's got decent route running. If there's like a receiver that's got like amazing speed, I might have to take him. Josh Ellerby, I know you're from Ohio State, but I don't think I can draft you. You don't look amazing. I think Lamar Grimes is the best option here. Phillip looks good, but Lamar Grimes I think is the best. 6'3" physical. I think Lamar Grimes is going to be my guy. Lamar Grimes, 6'3" from Notre Dame. Another receiver to add to the team. And we'll probably use the 4th round pick, and then we'll skip out of everything else. We'll simulate through the rest. These are so much fun just to see the kind of players that you get generated. That's always fun. We've got another D tackle, Matt Hodges, who looks honestly pretty good. Probably not a high overall, but does look solid. Silas Kidd, what a name. He's got great speed, 4'3" speed, but we just drafted a receiver. We don't need another one. Tracy Huntington. 6'1" corner, but like I said, we don't need corner. We don't need corner. If we knew for a fact that he had A zone coverage, I'd probably take him, but we don't know that for sure, so I'm not going to risk it. I think I'm going to take Matt Hodges. He looks like a solid D tackle. He doesn't need to start right away, and look at that, he's a normal development player finally. But we don't need him to start right away. We've got Gervin Dexter, so it's not like that's a big need for us. I just needed to find somebody, and he looked good enough. So we end the draft there. Let the CPU handle the rest. That corner, man, if he's not like an 83 right off the bat, I'm going to be super disappointed. He could be anywhere in the 80s, but I think he's going to be the highest player in the class. He's got to be. He's an 81. Okay, I will take that. That is unbelievable. He's already one of our best corners. Then you got Chris Barnett. We couldn't pass on him. He was too good. 78 middle linebacker. He's already right there with Boosh. Then you got Lamar Grimes. You've got Matt Hodges. Oh, we didn't take King Tut. I forgot about that. Oops. Matt Hodges, 72. Spearman, they took a right tackle, 74. And another D tackle, 73. So the D tackle that they took in the 7th round is actually higher overall than the D tackle that I took. That's kind of funny. Best player in the class was a tie, a bunch of 81s, but Tulloch is in there. Okay, let me find that quarterback. I don't know when he went. I'm guessing he went In the second round? Did he go in the second round? No, it looks like he went third round, unless I just missed his name. I must know. He wouldn't have went that late. Did he go late first round? He might have went late first round. Did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, Adam Beckham is a 78 overall with the development trade. I gotta find out what his development trade is. How good was this guy that we passed on? Superstar. So we would have had superstar development quarterback as a backup to Justin Fields, but we didn't need a quarterback. We've got Justin Fields. I feel pretty confident with that. He's grown to, he's a superstar too. If Justin Fields didn't go up to superstar, then I'd be maybe a little bit more depressed. But we've got our guy. We add just some little pieces here and there to the team. I think we are unbelievably good right now. We lost 5 games last year. I doubt we lose 5 again. Let's go over here, generate the best lineup. We've got Spearman at right tackle. They took a right tackle for me. Thank you very much. Even though we signed Evan Neal. I guess that's not a big deal. Whitehair's still the center. We've got really good receivers now. We've got, obviously, Justin Fields and Atkins. And then on the defense, Bush. Bennett will be the backup there. The defensive line's looking good. I mean, Keontae Tulloch is already our number 2 receiver. I'm going to put him over Dukes. I know Dukes has been here, and he had a good year last year. But Tulloch is just... Tulloch is just a generational type player. It's that simple as that. He's generational. He's also an 81 strong safety. So, I mean, we have great corner depth. We can move Tulloch up to strong safety and move Brisker. That's probably a good idea. But we are going to simulate this season, and I expect us to be very, very good this year. Let's go and find out. We sit at 5-1 at the mid-season mark. Man, we are playing really, really well. We are playing super well. We're getting good development from the boys. Justin Fields' morale is going up. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. DJ Moore's playing good. Atkins has grown. The offensive line is playing amazing. On the defense, we're loving everybody's playing up. Tulloch's an X Factor. I told you. I told you he was generational. X Factor for Keontae Tulloch. I mean, he just looks unreal. He just looks unbelievable. I knew it was the right idea to trade up for him. He was super good. All right, so I didn't change my scouting because at this point, scouting's not going to matter too much. And there's not really anything we need. Although, I'll put it on middle linebacker. We could use some middle linebackers if necessary. We're just not going to get that 25% bonus from the scouts. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Negotiations. We could probably afford to bring back Tremaine Edmonds. I knew he was going to get expensive. That's why I was talking earlier about trading him possibly. But to be honest, I don't think this season's going to end badly. At least I hope not. So I think that we might be able to lock him up and be fine. Gervin Dexter will pay a good amount of money too as well. There we go. He's coming back. Zion Johnson, definitely want him back. And he really wants to be here, so we'll give him that. Perfect. Montez Sweat, got to sign him to an extension. Absolutely. They didn't waste a second-round pick for nothing. So we'll sign him to an extension. Tyreek's, man, a lot of people are coming up for extension. That's crazy. It's a good thing we have the cap room to be able to sign these guys, because if not, we would be in trouble. Boom, Tyreek Stevenson back. Tevin Jenkins has to come back. We are not going to be able to sign any free agents, but I hope we're not going to be in the spot to do that because we've already won a championship. That's the goal this season. I think we can do it. What about everybody else? Yannick Ngakoue's been really good, but at 31, he's not worth that money. So I think I'm going to hold off on that. We will re-sign Cody Whitehair just so we have a center, but I don't know if he's going to retire or not. He is coming back, though. Not super expensive. Tyler Scott, we don't need receivers really anymore. Noah Sewell. I'll sign Noah Sewell just because of depth. So he's coming back. I think that is everybody. We're going to let... Oh, no, we got to accept the offer on Mark Rivers. Accept his option. So we will do that once we get to the end of the season. Are we going to keep winning games, though? We've only lost one game so far through the midway point. We beat the Vikings. Love to see it. Big rivalry game there. And we will beat the Dolphins as well. Look at the boys. Look at the boys dominating. Are we going to beat the Lions? This could be a tough matchup. We shut them out 34-0. Oh, the boys are here. The boys are ready to go. We got some big upgrades. We just shut out a rival. We are here. I mean, look at our overalls. We're starting to get good. We're starting to get good. Let's do some focus players. I haven't looked at this class yet. There looks like there's some decent pass rushers at the top. Josh Hopkins could be a solid player. Doesn't look phenomenal, but he looks good. Marcus Hunter looks pretty average all the way around. I could be interested in these two guys for sure. But then you got this guy, John Hamm. The actor? He looks even better than the other guys. Okay. Obviously, all the quarterbacks look great. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Dave Stallworth, 5'10", corner, man-to-man. Another one? Another one. Oh, but there looks like there's a D-tackle, too. Jalen Isaac. Oh, my God. These guys look phenomenal. I want to know about Jalen Isaac. I want to know about Dave Stallworth. And I want to know about John Hamm. Let me know those guys. I want to know how good they are because they look phenomenal. Are we going to beat the Panthers? That is a question. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. We don't. Okay, so we drop a game. Not shocking. We're going to drop some games. That's possible. We do beat the Saints, though. That's good. I think I'm going to simulate. We're 87s across the board. If we don't win the championship, then I'm going to be so upset. If we don't win the Super Bowl, I'm going to be very, very sad. Because we are the best team in the league. So I'm going to simulate to the end of the season, and I'll catch back up with you when I'm there. We've wrapped up the season. We finished 14-3. Oh, my God. We are good. We are absolutely legendary. Justin Fields led the league in passing yards. That is what we are going for. 4,700, 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Justin Fields thrives in the Kansas City offense. That is for sure. Tyler Atkins did good enough. That's what you want from a running back in the Kansas City offense. He had a very productive year, got 12 touchdowns as well. 3 1,000-yard receivers. No surprise, Cole Kmet led the way. That's definitely going to be X factor for him. Maybe even X factor for Justin Fields if he wins MVP. He still might get it anyway. 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Mooney had 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. And then Darnell Moore, DJ Moore, 1,000 yards even, which is hard to do, and 11 touchdowns. Watkins had 800 yards. Atkins even got in the mix. A lot of spreading of the wealth. Tremaine, oh my God, 3 100 tackle seasons. Keontae Tulloch, the corner, the generational corner, 111 tackles, 3 picks. Oh my God. Rookie of the year? Gotta be. Unless somebody just had a crazy amount of sacks. 120 tackles for Tremaine Edmonds, 118 for TJ Edwards. Montez Sweat had 15 sacks. No, I can't read. TJ Edwards had, not TJ Edwards. Oh my God, I'm crumbling. Montez Sweat had 15 tackles for loss is the original thing I wanted to say. Mallard had 12. Dexter had 10. Sack leader was Mallard with 13.5. I'm so happy we drafted him. 11 for Sweat. TJ Edwards had 4. 3.5 for Franklin. Sack leader, pick leader was Jalen Johnson with 5. Edmonds had 4. A couple guys had 3, including Tulloch. And then a couple guys had 1. We have to have won at least one award. Maybe it's MVP with Fields. Maybe it's Rookie of the Year with Tulloch. I don't know, but we have to have won something. Are we going to win the divisional round? Are we going to go to the NFC title game for the first time? We are, just barely though. 24-20. The boys have arrived against the Cowboys. It's the boys versus the boys, but we are the real boys. Ravens and Colts on the other side of things. Can we get it done? We will find out. Cowboys and Bears, 14-3 versus 10-7. On paper, this should be fairly straightforward, but it's the Cowboys in Madden. So we win 21-7. That's how it should have been. That is how it should have been. We should have won that game. Fields goes up to a true 86, and we will take on the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. That is honestly kind of crazy. Honestly, that is kind of crazy. We're taking on the Baltimore Ravens. They went 15-2, so, I mean, we went 14-3. They went 15-2. They were just as good, even better than us. This is going to get a little scary, a little spooky But we are going to jump in and try to win a Super Bowl for the boys.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the Bears, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The Bears are back in the Super Bowl for the first time since, I think, what, 2006? 2005? I think it was 2006. And we are down in the game, 14-10. Come on, defense. 21-10, 21-13. I don't know if it's going to happen for us. We did score there. It's 24-21. Anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. Miracles do happen. And it looks like 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. We put in a field goal. Okay. And we have the ball with 23 seconds from our own 2. We might as well just let this go to overtime. We are not risking a safety in the Super Bowl. So if we weren't from our own 2, then we would certainly try that. But we're just going to let that go to overtime. There's no business doing anything crazy there. Are we going to win the toss? The Bears have won the toss. We would like to receive. Yes, please. Okay. So can we get this done? Can we win the Super Bowl in overtime? Why have all of my Super Bowls in these rebuilds and in these videos in general, why have they always gone so dramatic? I don't understand. I don't like it. Let me just blow out a team for once. It's always so dramatic. Overtime, Atkins. Ooh, Tyler Atkins carrying some people for a huge gain. 3rd and 2. We're going to go right back to him. We've got ourselves a bell cow. And he's going to get carried, pushed forward. Oh, my God. He got nuked. But he got pushed forward for a 1st down. Thank you very much, Bears defense. Or, not Bears defense. Ravens defense for doing that. Because he wasn't going to make it. Fields, I think, is faster. Justin Fields gets the 1st down. I know I had a couple guys open there. I did. But I didn't know if Justin Fields could hit that throw. It was a little bit too risky. And now we go read option. This is the type of stuff you want to try. When you've got yourselves an elite running back and an elite quarterback. Justin Fields juking out everybody, getting a little sticky. 2nd and 3 after the good run from Fields. We will go with a little run with Atkins. I think this is is this the old overtime rules or is this the modern overtime rules? The new updated ones. If we score a touchdown here, do we win or do they take it? I think we win. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, cut it back inside. I lost it. I didn't have anything there. They sealed that edge very well. They sealed that edge very, very well. I didn't have anything. If we get a little play action boot slide, we get DJ Moore open in space, or maybe even Darnell Mooney down the side, we could have something here. I've got him open. DJ Moore dragging those feet, little toe drag swag. And we got ourselves a 1st down. This Ravens team, they're going to review it. That was clearly inbounds. We watched it go down, and they do keep it as a catch. Play stands. Why did we have to come up against the Ravens? Of all teams, why couldn't the Colts win the AFC title? The Ravens are just such a difficult team to play because they're so good. We're going to run that play action boot again. It could work. I mean, it worked last time. Why can't it work again? DJ Moore, open, end zone, touchdown, Bears! Does that mean we won? Did we just win the Super Bowl? No, we didn't. Okay, it's the new overtime rules, so the Ravens will get a chance. I wasn't sure if they added that in or not for the playoffs. So we do score, but the Ravens get a chance. Oh my God. We are a drive away from a Super Bowl, but look at the Ravens, man. The Ravens offense is just so good, and they score. I mean, what do you want me to do about that? I couldn't have done anything if I would have jumped in. They might have scored even easier. But now that both teams have had the ball and both teams have scored, I'm pretty sure it's next score wins, regardless. I'm pretty sure it's next score wins, field goal, touchdown, safety, whatever it is. Next team to put points on the board will score or will win the Super Bowl. And that cannot happen. You have to block there. You simply have to block that player. That's Patrick Queen. You cannot let him get open like that. Oh, catch that, Cole Kmet. Oh my God, that almost failed. I almost fumbled the bag there. We are going to call our first timeout. I almost severely fumbled that bag, but I got lucky that Cole Kmet held on to that football. That could have been crazy unlucky, which is usually what happens to me. I got to throw that. Oh my God. Off the edge is insane. The pressure. Cairo Santos is warming up. At this point, Cairo Santos is a million years old. Why do we have to play the Ravens, man? The Ravens are so tough. I didn't have anything. I rolled to the wrong side. I honestly thought Cole Kmet would get open. He just never separated from was that Kyle Hamilton? He never separated at all. I honestly thought he'd get open. I can't send him on a... I need to have Hot Route Master. I should have put it on him. That's going to be DJ Moore. Get the first down, DJ. DJ Moore, first down. Huge. Huge, 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 huge. All right, so we have one timeout left. We have to use that timeout to stop the clock for the field goal. Because I think at this point, that's what we're playing for. We're playing for the field goal. So we have to either throw these out of bounds, just get them incomplete, or do something with it. So Cole Kmet, get out of bounds. Cole Kmet got the first down and got up the field out of bounds. Good job. What happened on the sidelines there? Cole Kmet does his job. And at this point, I think we're in field goal range, but I don't want to really risk it. I might just try to scramble. Oh, I got somebody open there. Oh, okay, that's perfect. That's fine. I'd rather have that than a interception or something like that, so I'm fine with that. We'll go with this dagger play because Cole Kmet got open on this. I would prefer a few more yards to make Santos' field goal a little bit easier. Kmet's going to be open again, but he's not going to get out of bounds. That's okay. 3rd and inches. That's close enough. We're going to ride the clock. We are going to let it ride, and we are going to kick this field goal to win the Super Bowl. Let it ride down. We'll go into a double overtime if we have to. But there we go. Our final timeout. We got to the 30-yard line. They want us to score a touchdown. I'm pretty sure it's next score wins. Unless I'm being super dumb, I'm pretty sure it's next score wins. If we kick this field goal, they're going to ice us. I'm pretty sure it's next score wins. If we hit this field goal, we win the Super Bowl. They keep wanting us to go for it on 3rd and inches, but I used my last timeout, and there's only 2 seconds left. So I got to line this up. I'm pretty sure that is good. There is 6 mile per hour winds. We go there, we go there, we go there. That could be good. Cairo Santos drills the field goal, and that should be the ball game. It is Super Bowl for the Chicago Bears. I knew that was the next score win scenario. I don't know why the game was telling me to go for it. They're trying to sell me a Super Bowl here. The Chicago Bears are world champions. We honestly could not have done it without Tyler Adkins, without Cole Kmet, without any of the defensive rookies that we drafted, like Mallard. Is it Stephen Mallard? I think that's his name. Like the corner, the generational corner that we took. I'm already blanking on his name. We did it. We absolutely did it. We completed the rebuild with the very easy draft classes, with the very strong draft classes. You might be saying, Juice, you should have done this a long time ago. We needed the development. We needed the development of the boys, and help going to Kansas City's playbook certainly changed things because that made Justin Fields the better quarterback. Cole Kmet made some big catches in this game as well. And we win the Super Bowl. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Super Bowl for the Bears. The Bears. That is going to be the end of the video. We will simulate to the next week so that we can see like MVPs and all that stuff. And if we won Rookie of the Year or MVP of the league. Season recap, what do we got? Lamar Jackson wins MVP. We don't win any Defensive Rookie of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year. That is just a horrible award thing. We win MVP of the Super Bowl, obviously, with Justin Fields. But we have been robbed of our MVPs and of our Rookies of the Year. Deontay Tulloch deserves Rookie of the Year. He had a crazy season. What corner is going to get you 111 tackles plus a few interceptions? None, except for the generational Deontay Tulloch. He's fantastic. I mean, look at this. Fields is an X factor now. Kmet's an X factor now. I told you he would go up, skyrocket. Mooney's a superstar. On defense, we've got Johnson's an X factor. Beekman, the dude that they drafted, who was better than my draft pick, is an X factor. What are we talking about here? Was he just always like that? He was. He was always an X factor. Why is the CPU better at drafting than me? Tulloch we know is an X factor. I mean, we just drafted so many good players. Barnett's a superstar, so instead of that quarterback, who also is a superstar, we got ourselves a superstar player. Oh, this has been such a fun rebuild. So Tyler Atkins, we drafted him a couple of years into the video, and the 97 speed, 93 excel really helps. He's just a stud, man. He's just so good. So good. And it helps that he's from Ohio State. We got a few decent receivers. This was never really the receiver rebuild, that's for sure. But we got an amazing player. Juan Watkins has 98 speed, 98 excel. I mean, he's unbelievably fast. He's great. He is really, really good. Then we also got Beachum, who didn't really get a ton of play time, but that's okay. Jarius Beacham's fine. He was kind of, wasn't he like the consolation prize, I guess? Tyler Scott ended up being a solid rotation player for us. Obviously, this dude is the future, Gage Holloway. He didn't get to start because we had such a good offensive line ahead of him, but he is unreal. He's so good. He is so, so good. We obviously got Spearman and Tompkins in the draft. Jamie Spearman, I think, is the pick that they took again, the CPU took, and he's a solid backup right tackle for us. If we didn't already have Darnell Wright, then I would probably be okay with having one of these two guys start, like Otis Tompkins. I think Otis Tompkins is the guy that we took, and he looks pretty good. And then we never got a tight end, or maybe we did, but I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I cut him or something. I don't remember. But we didn't need a tight end because we had Cole Kmet on the field. And then on the defense, I mean, what can I tell you? We got so many studs. We've got this man right here, Steve Mallard. We traded up to number 5 to get him, and it was well worth the trade up because he is phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, we've got ourselves Deontay Tulloch, if I can actually get to him. Let me get to the main. Let me get to him. Stop going. I don't want Montez Sweat. I want Deontay Tulloch. Show me the money. There we go. Deontay Tulloch. Unbelievable. He is so good. He's one of the best draft picks I've ever had. Not just corners. One of the best. And I've drafted some really good corners in my day. And I've drafted some really good players in my day. But Deontay Tulloch is unbelievable. So good. And we traded up, I think, to 5. Did we trade up to 5 to get him or number 6? I can't remember exactly. And then on the defensive line, we also got this guy and this guy, Hodges and Beekman. We already took a look at Beekman because this guy was a CPU draft pick. Wasn't he like the 7th round, or was he the 6th round? He was one of those two that the CPU took. And I'm glad they did because he ends up being an X factor as well. Matt Hodges is the dude that we took, and he was only going to be depth. But he is depth now because Beekman's a higher overall, and he's a better player. Gervin Dexter, we were going to move on from him, but he got star development. He ended up being a pretty solid player for us. The corners obviously are amazing. Other than Tulloch, we got Brian Dukes, also from Ohio State. There was a big trend getting Ohio State players. We might as well be the Chicago Buckeyes at this point. We got Dukes. We got, is it Juan Pierce? Jose Pierce. We got Jose Pierce, who is also a very solid corner, good young player. And then we got Mark Rivers, who we took, I think, in year 1, but never really became what I wanted him to because he had normal development, so it was hard for him to play. But he's still a very high overall, still a really good corner. He just doesn't have the development trait that you would want. And then on the defensive or on the linebacking core, we got Terrell Bush, who was a day 3 projection. We took him, I think, in the 3rd or maybe it was the 4th round, and he was an X factor out the gates. Unbelievable talent. He was a super low overall. That's why he's only an 84 now. But he is going to be a stud in a few seasons. Chris Barnett was the guy, the middle linebacker that we took just this past offseason instead of the quarterback. And he ends up out the gates having superstar development. It was a good thing that we took him too, because we have a really good 1-2 punch. Once, if we were to go forward, we would probably trade Tremaine Edmonds at some point, and we would be fine. Siante Tolek is a 90 strong safety. Technically, he's an 89 or 88, but still, that's higher than what Brisker is. Brisker? That's higher than what Jaquan Brisker is. We also had, who else did we get? We got Franklin in the draft, Marquis Franklin. He was like a 3rd or 4th round guy that we took. He ended up being very, very good for us, but still low overall. And then to wrap things up, we took DeVoe. Daniel DeVoe. He was a strong safety that we moved over to free safety, and he didn't look back. He was unreal as well. What a team. What a team, man. We have so many talented players. And yes, I understand we only have those talented players because the draft classes were juiced. I understand. You don't have to tell me. But that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. We get to see how many crazy players. That was the whole goal of the video. Yeah, to win a Super Bowl. But the whole goal of the video was to see how many crazy draft picks we can accumulate and add to the team. So, and I feel like we did a pretty good job. Especially with corner. So, that's going to do for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.